Hello hockey fans and welcome into the Galt Arena Gardens as Rogers TV presents to you tonight's GOJHL Midwestern Conference game between the visiting Stratford Culllitons and the hometown Cambridge Winterhawks. I'm Scott Bridge along with Ken Hornick, and Ken, tonight when you look at these two teams, only 4 points separate them. Stratford with the extra game in hand, but really that extra game means nothing when there's 4 points separating the two teams.
No, it should turn out to be a pretty good hockey game tonight here too. Look for the top players to rise to the occasion here tonight. I'm really interested in watching the goaltenders tonight. Michalski will play net for Cambridge, and Nicholas Caldwell net for Stratford. I don't expect a lot of goals. I expect a real tight checking game here tonight. That's
right, Caldwell, the goaltender of the month for the month of January, and we know that Cambridge likes to shoot the puck from all angles.
Yeah, they do, and they got a defensive core too that likes to jump up in the play. And for those who have watched Olympics, that's what they've been doing a lot, the defensemen, jumping up in the play. It's always nice to have that extra body up when you're trying to score a goal.
And we know that Cambridge and Stratford in the last 10 games have been 8-2, and Cambridge has had their dose of Brantford and Brampton here. How do they take Stratford tonight?
Well, they got to be ready to play. Stratford's a team with rich tradition, and when you put on that Cullitons uniform, you have to perform or you won't be playing. So two pretty good hockey teams here tonight. I expect a real good hockey game.
And Ken and myself will be right back with the puck drop on Rogers TV right after this.
Welcome back to the Galt Arena Gardens. Ken Hornick, Scott Bridge, all set to bring you play-by-play and color commentary of this GOJHL game between the hometown Cambridge Winterhawks and the visiting Stratford Culllitons. And a real good crowd on hand here tonight to take this one in, Scott.
Absolutely. The seating all around the arena, you have to like that feeling. And well, we know how many people are here that are bumping us on the way by. So should be a well-attended game and definitely looking forward to it.
As we mentioned just a few moments ago, Lucas Michalski will start in net for the Cambridge Winterhawks tonight. Pretty steady in the net he is.
Yes, Michalski so far this year in 15 games played. Hasn't been with this team all year long, but 8 wins, 5 losses, 2 overtime losses. He does have a shutout, and that came in Listowel back in December.
And Stratford will go with their top goaltender here tonight, wearing number 30, Nicholas Caldwell.
Yes, Nicholas Caldwell in 28 games this year, 13 wins, 10 losses, an overtime loss and a shootout loss. Very respectable goals against average, 2.48, and an even better save percentage at .916. The starting goalie, you'd like to have that save percentage above 9, and Nicholas Caldwell proves just that.
Brown and Stasiuk will be the referees here tonight for this contest. And we're just about set for the puck drop. First period of this GOJHL game. I'm glad to have you along on Rogers TV tonight. And right off the face-off, the hometown Winterhawks grab control, but then give it up. Back on the point for Stratford. That's Jake Cleon, plays it up through the middle. Picked up there by Templeman inside the zone. He drops a quick shot there off the stick of the big winger Vandergust, and Michalski makes a good save early on, just 10 seconds into the contest. Cambridge trying to get the puck out. They come to center. Subban has it. He whacks at it, then gave it up to Templeman. spins in behind his own net, left it there for Pleon, but he couldn't take control of it, and the puck is loose in the near board. Changes on the fly. Good start here, only 50 seconds in. In behind the net. Winterhawks out of their own zone. Grattan plays it up the boards off the stick of Botagoni. That negates the icing call. In the corner there to pick it up. But then losing the puck was Devon Shell, and it's shot all the way down, and Michalski will have to play it. And he decides to hang on because the first person near him was the Stratford forward Drew Gross. Good start, a minute 11 into this hockey game.
Michalski was tested early. What a huge right pad save that was. He was at the top of the crease, cut off the angle, but a huge save as there was a pinch in the neutral zone. Stratford went down in the offensive zone with numbers. Michalski answered the bell.
Cullitons control off the face-off in the offensive zone. That shot missed the net. Off to the side of the net, that was Kropp. Getting his stick on it, couldn't get a shot away though, loose in front of the net. Good pressure here early by the Cullitons, back on the point. That hopped over the stick of Killens and goes down into the Stratford zone. Played off the boards out to center, and the Winterhawks almost got caught there with too many men. Reverse play there by the defenseman, that was Mills. Out through center, loose puck, Grattan breaks down the right side. Here's Cody Grattan moving and shooting! And he went for the short side, and Caldwell makes his first save of the hockey game.
Wow, big save by Caldwell as he makes a big save, point blank shot by Grattan. And Grattan on the year with 9 goals, looking for his 10th right there. Caldwell, who's been watching for the last 2 minutes, finally gets into game action and makes a big save.
Pawson, Pinder, and Peters, the 3 Ps out there up front for the Cambridge Winterhawks, but they can't control off the face-off. And Stratford comes back the other way through center. Long dump in. Goes into the corner, and Mills picks it up off the boards there. Check that. That was Decker for Cambridge. Slopped up the left wing, and Peters can't get it out. Now it's flipped out to Pinder on the right side. Pawson comes up to join him on the play. Given away. Slapped off the boards there. And Shane O'Brien's clearing attempt hit the glass, and then a high stick stops the play. Just 2:15 into this game, still no score. We're at the Galt Arena Gardens in Cambridge, Galt, Ontario.
As we take a look at Nicholas Caldwell, like we mentioned at the opening, he won Goaltender of the Month for the month of January for the GOJHL, and he's looked stellar for the last month and a half, so hopefully he can continue that play for the Stratford Culllitons.
Cambridge with their big line of Grattan, Botagoni, and the other winger is Lamontagne out there. Shot in from the blue line by Stratford, easily handled by Michalski, and he looks like he's going to play safe here tonight. Not going to play the puck much, going to freeze it up.
It's a smart play. I mean, the Stratford Culllitons will come in with a lot of pressure, and Michalski does not want to give the puck away. If you feel like you need to cover up for a face-off, he has lots of trust in his centermen, who are veterans and experienced, so hopefully they can win him some draws, but Stratford won this one pretty clean.
Stratford win the face-off. Pleon moves in, sharp angle shot. Michalski handles that. Rebound bounced right back to him, and he'll hang on. Like this lineup, Stratford, this line here, you got not a real big centerman in McKelvey, and then he's got a couple big wingers, Baker and Gross, playing the left and right sides. Off the draw, Stratford wins it again. Played off the backboards, and Cambridge cleared the puck to the blue line and out to center now. Down the wing, here's Shell moving in. Shell, left-hand shot, he scores! Well, a harmless looking shot, but it was low and it was hard and it was accurate, and a giveaway there by the Cullitons in the offensive zone, and Cambridge in transition come back the other way, and Devon Shell with his 7th of the year snapped one on the glove side by the goaltender Nick Caldwell, and Cambridge with a 1-0 lead. Yeah, lots of speed through the neutral zone. That's key against the Stratford Culllitons, and then kind of taking that shot, getting Nicholas Caldwell leaning towards the blocker. He may have been cheating a little bit on that shot, but you know what, Shell, great shot, picking that far left-hand corner right underneath the glove, like you said, Ken. Just a beautiful shot. Stratford back on the attack after giving up that early goal. Good shift by Brooks. Penalty coming up here. Headshot going to be the call. So the Cullitons will get the first power play of the game, down by a goal.
Yeah, Stratford's power play on the season sitting at 21%. That's 10th in the league. They've got some snipers. They can definitely put the puck in the back of the net. Riker Killens, who I got to talk to before the game, said that power play is a huge advantage for him. And where he sits in points, 4th in the GOJHL, he sits 1st in the Midwestern Conference. So we'll see if he can get shots through from the point. It's number 20 in white.
I was wondering why Dada wasn't out there. He's in the box. Did he get one of those penalties at the start of the game, crossing the red line? He's been in the box there for a bit.
He may have. You and I were actually talking about that before the game, Ken, and definitely a weird penalty to take. I don't know what to think of that one.
So Killens is back for Stratford. They're on the power play. They play the puck up through center. Back the other way. Here is Tempman wiring one around to the right side. Picked up there in the far boards by Nick Nigro, and he couldn't control it. And way out of his net, there is Caldwell slapping it around. Back into the left corner for Killens. Riker Killens lost it to Grattan. Killens gets it back and comes back the other way, but Grattan almost stole it again. Now Killens again with the puck. Nigro, cross ice feed to Templeman. On the left side, he sets it up in the corner, plays it off the backboards. Nigro goes back to the point. Here's Miller, shooting one for the point, missed that off the backboards, in behind the net. Picked up there by Templeman, slides it back in the corner to Gross. He then flips it across to Nigro, back in the point. Left side here for Killens. Killens then plays it down low in the corner. It rolls right to Templeman. Now Nigro back in the point. Teeing it up and blocking that shot there was Bodagoni. The slap shot by Miller never made it through. Miller keeps it in though. And Grattan picks it up for Cambridge. Still with the puck is Grattan deep in his own zone. 40 seconds left in the Cullitons power play. 1-0 Cambridge lead this one. Early goal by the winger Devin Shell, number 71 for Cambridge. Here's Killens. Through center, up the right side. Onto the stick of the winger Mitch Brooks. He plays it in behind the net. Here's O'Brien leaving it. Back on the point now to Curry. Curry shoots one, tipped in front, and it sails wide. Moving up from the point, Cleon keeps it down on the corner. Slapped up to the Cambridge winger. Moggy couldn't clear the zone. Good work there by O'Brien, and then it's shot down the ice. And a good job here by killing the penalty by the Winterhawks.
Yeah, keeping the Stratford Culllitons to the outside. You really don't see them with a lot of pressure in the middle of the ice. And that's a good job. We forgot to mention Cambridge's penalty killing 6th in the league, so they definitely know how to keep teams off the scoreboard when they're a man down.
Cambridge now the chance to clear. Both teams at full and even strength. Subban up on the play. Slaps one right on, and a good save there by Caldwell. So Cullitons get the first power play. Can't score a goal. 5:29 into the opening period at the Galt Arena Gardens, and the hometown Winterhawks with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and Subban with that shot, short-handed goals this year. The Cambridge Winterhawks have 9 of them, so Subban just getting the puck on net. You never know if Caldwell may bobble that or get caught out of position and maybe give up a rebound.
Odd man rush here for Cullitons. Here's Gross moving in. Centers it out front to Baker. Got a good shot away, but Michalski just got his left arm on it. Well, a couple good scoring chances early in the period, but Michalski has made a couple good saves, and this still a 1-0 lead for the hometown Winterhawks. Fired up the left wing boards. Baker got it to the line, but not out. Baker and Guido collide hard there, and Guido stick breaks. Now Killens is forced to head back in behind his own net and will set things up. Just over 6 minutes gone in the opening period. Glad to have you along on Rogers TV for this GOJHL regular season game, and a big one between the Cullitons in white and the Winterhawks wearing the dark uniforms. Centering pass, quick shot there by Vandergerst, and that one off the post. Killens pinches up, keeps it in. Now in behind the net. Centering pass off the stick of Templeman, back in the point. Quick shot, they score! Jeff McCardle let one go from the right point. Michalski never saw it, and the Cullitons have tied it up.
That's right, the shot from the point. I'm not sure if that hit anything in front before it hit the back of the net, but if it goes to McCarty, it's going to be his second goal of the season, and this is 35th game played. We'll have to wait to hear for the official score, but you put the shot on net with traffic in front, you never know what's going to happen. It looked like Michalski had a tough time seeing that puck.
I don't think he saw it at all, Scott. He didn't move. Usually when they don't move, they don't see it.
That's right, and right after they have the power play opportunity. They kept the pressure on the Winterhawks in their own end, caught them running around. You see that Scott Pawson did a good job getting the puck out of the defensive zone, but you have to keep the pressure on them.
Another long shot there off the stick of O'Brien. Michalski made the save, back in the point. Cleon tees it up, that goes high. Hits a bar up top the arena here, and we'll get a stoppage of play, that deflecting off a Cambridge stick. So the face-off will remain in the Cambridge Winterhawk zone. The face-off coming up to the right of goaltender Lucas Michalski, 13-18 left. Face-off, puck goes into the corner. Subban has to get there first. Flips it off the Cullitons player, and they intercept it. Now in behind the net. Subban bumps his man. Loose puck side of the net, and Michalski will hang on as Nigro is pushing and shoving there with Lucas Zitmanis. And the referee's right there, call nothing. Face-off remains in the zone. Good pressure in the offensive zone here early on by the Stratford Culllitons, like their work ethic.
Yeah, it has been top-notch so far. They came to play tonight, and they've played a great road game so far. They put the pressure on the Winterhawks, and Michalski's been a big difference in this game so far. And Bodegani with 2 huge block shots already.
Puck in the left wing corner. They battle for it. Slapped down low by Heeman. He's out there with Kropf and Brooks. The forward line for the Cullitons. Cleon and Curry the pointman. Good pressure here by Stratford. Back in the point. Cleon moving in. Shooting. Pad save Michalski. Rebound goes out front. And Cambridge come up with the puck and clear it to the blue line. And Grattan slapped it off the boards. Looked like it hit the player on the bench. In fact, I think it did. And that's the whistle. And the pushing and shoving there after the whistle between Grattan and Brooks for the Cullitons, resulting in a face-off, and it will be deep in the Cambridge zone.
And finally, some rough stuff in front of the bench. We haven't seen too much of that so far here early going in the first period, so tied at 1, you expect to see some rough stuff going on. These two teams don't like one another.
Killens from the point, his shot bounced a few times but never hit the net. At the line, slips outside of the zone and slapped right back in by McKelvey. Michalski leaving it for Mills. Mills slaps it off the boards and out to center. Hit Killen's stick. Goes back to the goaltender Caldwell. He'll leave it in behind the net for Killens. 8 minutes gone by the opening period. 1-1 the score. Here's Killens out of his own zone. Skating to neutral ice. Now flips it to McKelvey. He'll backhand it into the zone. Michalski plays it for Mills. Mills flips it up the boards. Shell couldn't control it. Slapped in behind the net for Decker. Decker slaps it up the right wing boards. Cambridge can't clear the zone. Puck loose at the line. Kept in there by Killens moving in. He fires one that's blocked by Mills. He'll slap it off the boards, and it goes out through center. Here's McCardle, the goal scorer for Stratford. Off the glass. Knocked down there by Grattan, but he couldn't get his stick on it. The puck goes back to Pleur. Grattan now with it. Overskates it back the other way. Here comes Killens, gets to the blue line, slams on the brakes. Then he lost it. Cambridge slipped the puck out through center. Knocked down there by Templeman. He'll slap it deep in the zone. Wetlaufer goes after it. Good work by Decker to get the puck up the wing, but it goes right to the Stratford player. He plays it in behind the net. Centering pass out front, and it's broken up, and Witzel plays it ahead to Peters. Peters with a good burst of speed to the blue line. Grattan back to Peters, and Peters was hit hard there. Yeah, good back check there by Templeman to break that play up. Pass up the wing here for Wetlaufer. He'll slap in the zone. Held up by Subban, no call. In behind his own net now. Here's Brandon Pleur, still looking for his first goal of the year. He has yet to score in 40 games this year. Puck is flipped out through center. Knocked down there by Cleon. He gets it back. Stratford of their own zone. Cleon puts on the brakes. Plays it ahead for Miller. Miller gets to center. Now inside the zone. Right wing boards. Still with it, Miller. Knocked off stride there by Subban. Loose puck picked up there by Nigro. Flips it back on the boards. And it goes back to the point, and it hit the Winterhawks player Pinder and goes down inside the Stratford zone. Stratford back the other way. Just by the 10-minute mark of the opening period, still 1-1. Here's a quick shot from the right side. On the fly with that shot was Shane O'Brien. He's had 3 or 4 good shots so far in this game, and Michalski has been pretty sharp in the net.
Well, Phil Westman, the head coach for the Stratford Culllitons, must be pretty happy with the work ethic his team has brought here tonight to the Galt Arena Gardens. They've really started off with some pressure. They've scored a goal to tie the game up after they went down 1-0. When you take a look at these two teams in their season series, Stratford leads at 3-2. Cambridge has the upper hand in goals by 1, 19-18, and Cambridge has not scored less than 3 goals. Stratford has not scored less than 3 goals against Cambridge all year long.
Tang won that face-off. A good pressure here by the Cullitons. Brooks, right side, goes back in the point. Curry lets it go. That deflected off of, I believe it went off of the arm of the forward there, Crop for Stratford, and just went wide of the marker. Good hit by Moggy. Here's Decker now, flipping it high in the zone. Curry goes back for it, flips it up the right wing boards, kept it at the blue line by Mills, and then stolen by Brooks. Brooks, the shifty right winger, flips it high in the zone and races after it. Heyman in there as well. Decker plays it off the boards, pass comes out front. Back point now, Curry snaps one well wide of the marker. Curry gets his own rebound off the backboards. Flees it across, onto the stick of Crop, back in the point. A shot off the backboards, and a player down, the Cambridge player Mills is down, but I think for some reason this penalty is going to be going against, actually it's going to go against Stratford. The captain Curry is going to head off here. Not sure what the call is, but it will be a power play, and the first one of the night for the Cambridge Winterhawks, who find themselves in a 1-1 tie right now with 8:59 left in the period.
And this gives the Cambridge Winterhawks a chance to get back into the offensive zone. They've been hemmed in their own end for the last 4 minutes, and you don't know whether Nicholas Caldwell's getting a little bit cold down there as a goaltender. It's always tough to keep your mind in the game when you're not busy. And this will give the Winterhawks a chance for their special team to throw things around. You see Scott Pawson, quarterback in the power play. He'll be there with Subban. We'll see if they can get some shots on Caldwell early in the power play.
And we get our first look at Dada. He's back on the ice now after serving that 10-minute penalty. Cullitons down a man with pressure in behind the net. Good work by the big winger Baker. He then loses the puck, and Dada picks it up for Cambridge. Left shot, number 18 Dada plays it in behind the net for Subban. He quarterbacks this power play, plays it up to Pinder, bounced off his stick, and shot back in there by the defenseman Pleon. Here's Subban. Off the left side to Grattan. Gets inside the blue line. Grattan with it still. Fires it towards the net. Hit Killens, bounced off his shin pads right up into the meshing, and a stoppage of play will result in a face-off to the left of goaltender Nick Caldwell.
Stratford's penalty killing so far this year ranked 10th in the league at 83.3%. You have to be satisfied with your penalty killing, especially when it's over that 80% mark. Shows that you're killing most of them off, but so far in 5 games, Cambridge with only 4 power play goals for. So Stratford doing a good job of keeping the team in black off the board when it comes to the power play.
So it's Dada, Pinder, and Grattan up front. Poston, the forward, with the puck now, goes back and plays the point in the PP. He's out there with Subban. Grattan fires it around the boards. Pinder races after it. Back in the point, Subban, his shot, that's blocked. And it's at the blue line, now a chance to clear, and a good job there by Josh Miller from Stratford to fire at the length of the ice. Cambridge can't get anything going in this power play, just 35 left in it. 7:30 in the period. 1-1 the score. Long pass up the left side. Out of the reach of the intended receiver, that was Matt Pinder, and shot back by Stratford. Back the other way comes Lamont Tang through center. Inside the zone. He's tripped up, no call. Fans here at the Galt Arena Gardens wanted a call, but nothing there. Final seconds of the power play. Mills shot, that was deflected in front, I do believe, off the stick of Peters, and Caldwell had the angle cut right down and made the save look quite easy.
Yeah, Caldwell was in great position. No traffic in front. He saw that shot as clear as day. A very quick whistle as he hit him in the midsection and kind of bounced in front of him by a foot. Very quick whistle by the referee, as the Cambridge Winterhawks may have thought they would have had a crack at the rebound, but he would have been down and covered that puck up quite easily.
Vander Gunst can't get the puck out. Penalty to the Stratford Culllitons. Josh Curry is now over. Check that Jordan Curry, and he's back out there and has the puck. He's the captain of Stratford. Wettloffer plays it ahead. Vander Gunst overskates it. Back the other way come the Winterhawks. The giveaway there Goes to the defenseman McCardle, rink wide for Wetlaufer. He couldn't stop it. Icing waved off as Decker's in behind the net to pick it up. Played up the right wing boards here, and Cambridge can't get it outside the zone. Good work by Stratford. Vandergunt centers it, and it goes onto the stick of Shell. Slips it across here to Chard, inside the zone now. He snaps one off the back glass. Witzel gets there first, but he stumbles. Puck picked up by the Cullitons and brought back the other way. Here's Josh Miller to center. Big defenseman lets one go. Rebound slides out and is shot down the ice by Cambridge, and this will be an icing call.
Stratford Culllitons doing a good job of back checking here in the first period. Every time you think they're on the offensive rush and Cambridge turns the puck to go the other way, Stratford's forward that's down deep, usually they keep one about in the slot, has got back real effectively. Hasn't allowed Cambridge to go the other way with numbers, so Stratford's back checking has been great so far in the first.
Miller's shot, pad save Michalski. Long way out and handled easily by Michalski, and he'll be safe and hang on again with 5:42 left in the first. Still 1-1 the score.
And that's been about 3 rushes in a row now where Stratford just fires the puck on Michalski. Don't really set anything up over the blue line. They're not looking to gain possession. They're just looking to throw it on that. 2 shots before that went right off the pad of Michalski, gave it a big, fat, juicy rebound. So obviously something's been set on the bench by the Cullitons to get shots on net from anywhere.
Here comes Bilton, getting a rare shift. Malcolm Bilton, number 17, comes into this game with 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. His shot was handled easily by Caldwell, and he hangs on for a face-off deep in his own zone, so Bilton will remain out there. Bodagani plays the right side, Grattan playing center. Stoppage of play there as the puck went out of play. I like this line of Stratford out there. You got Brooks, you got McKelvey, and Kropp. They're a good checking line, and their hard work usually pays off in a couple good scoring chances. Morris with the puck, plays it ahead. Heeman snaps one, didn't get much on it. I said Morris, I meant Brooks. Brooks played the puck in and went right to the goaltender, and he's a scrappy winger, not real big, but he gives it everything he's got when he's out there.
And every team needs players like that. My goodness, those guys, they pay off in the playoffs for you. They'll do anything that it takes to win. And you see him get on all that shot off, and Michalski was kind of handcuffed a little bit as he was expecting a harder shot. Kind of juggled it a little bit, but was able to hang on.
Off the face-off, Curry let one go, and a good save by Michalski, but Cambridge fired the puck in. Curry plays it up the boards. Slap shot from the point, goes off the backboards, off the stick of Mills. Here's Curry, good battle with Lamontang. Puck loose in the point now for Mills, he slaps it off the boards. Where is it? There it is, it dropped it down and it's now loose. Stratford pick it up. They come out to center, down the left side. Here's Pleon jumping up the play. Cross ice feed there, intended for Kropp, but he dove at it and couldn't get a stick on it, and it's shot out to center. Here's Riker Killens, number 20. Plays it across to his partner Pleon, back to Killens. Killens comes down the right side, gets to the red line, now gets inside the offensive zone. Plays it in front. Michalski had a save, and the rebound came right to the forward there who was going to the net. That was McKelvey, but Michalski made 2 good saves there. At the point is Miller, down on his knees, slaps it back into the corner. Back in the point now for Killens. He couldn't get a stick on it. Now Cambridge with a chance to clear. They fired out through center. And Killens has it again. Long shot. Handled there by Michalski. There's Pawson now, getting away from one man. Now plays it up the boards. And it's shot out through center, broken up by Miller for Stratford. Plays it ahead. Bounces off the stick of Gross. Slapped down inside the left wing zone by McKelvey. Here's Decker for Cambridge, playing it up the wing. Plurd couldn't get it outside the zone. Now Pinder with it. Plays it ahead. Here's a 2-on-1 break now for Cambridge. This is Dada moving in, shooting, and a pad save by Caldwell. Rebound, and Dada got his stick on it, but Caldwell makes 2 good saves to keep it a tie game.
And Dada, not the type of player you'd like to give all that time and space to, especially a 2-on-1 going the other way. Dada very effective when it comes to scoring goals for the Cambridge Winterhawks. And equal to the task was Caldwell to make that save. Dada was looking for his 25th on the season, but was robbed point blank.
3:25 left in the period, 1-1 the score. Cambridge opened up the scoring. Stratford tied it up. Out through center comes Pleon with a good burst of speed down the left side. Low shot, good stick save by Michalski. Puck loose in behind the net. Slopped up the right wing boards. Moggy couldn't get it out. Here's Wetlaufer for Stratford with the puck. Centers it, and it goes off the skate of Templeman back into the corner. Templeman on the boards, plays it back to McCardle. Deflected in front, and Michalski got his stick glove on that, as that was deflected, I do believe, by his own player, Guido. Guido bumps his man hard. Puck loose now for Moggy. Moggy and Dada come back the other way. At center's Moggy. Slaps it off the boards and races after it. Here is the goal scorer for Stratford, McCardle, playing it up the boards. Gets it back and slaps it out to center. Shot back in by the Winterhawks, Zitmanis, but one of the players just caught inside the zone, and the linesman right there stops the play.
And as that shot was deflected in front of the net on Michalski, Templeman right there. That's a player that the Cambridge Winterhawks will want to circle on, a player to watch. 7 points in his last 5 games, 5 goals and 2 assists. So he's right in the thick of things and almost tipped one home right there.
Riker Killens plays it up the wing. Now out through center with good speed. O'Brien fires one in and goes after it off the backboards. O'Brien slaps one. It missed the net by 5 feet and bounces out to the blue line, but it was kept in momentarily. Back the other way come the Winterhawks. Fired into the right corner by Bilton. Killens, who's been out there a lot in this opening 20. Long shoot in off the stick of O'Brien. Here's Mills now for Cambridge, playing it up the boards. Gets it back on the point. Shot! Bounced in front. Rebound goes into the corner. Nigro slaps it back in behind the net. Curry with it. His shot blocked. Cambridge back the other way. Bottagoni to the line. Belton to the net. Bottagoni tried to feed Belt. Good defensive play there by Killens. Cullitons back the other way. That pass just out of the reach of Brooks, and Stratford called for the ice.
Yeah, Bottagoni with a great chance to shoot that puck, decided to go for the pass in front of the net, and it was denied by the defenders of Stratford. Like I said just about 10 minutes ago, every time that Cambridge seems to be going the other way with numbers, they get back and they do a good job on the defense. And that's what's going to win you hockey games. That's what's going to get you deeper in the playoffs, as the playoffs are going to presume at the end of next weekend.
Cullitons with the puck, trying to get it up to the blue line and out, and they do. Brooks, left side. Brooks still has it, goes behind the net. Plays it to Nigro, back to Brooks. Brooks snaps one, that's blocked and hits a stick and goes into the back net meshing and off a Winterhawks stick, and the faceoff will remain in the Cambridge Winterhawks zone. Good work here tonight early in the first period by number 14 for the Stratford Culllitons. Mitch Brooks comes into this game with 10 goals and 15 assists, but a real good work ethic out there.
Yeah, he seems to bring his wheels tonight, as well as he's been up and down the ice with lots of speed, so the speed definitely an advantage for him.
Cullitons with a chance now. Heeman, final minute of the opening period, still 1-1 the score. Puck comes out through center. Shell goes after it. Miller. Shell almost got a good shot away there. Puck in behind the net. Here's Miller up the right side. Brooks slaps it off the boards out to center. Saban knocks that down. Loose puck. Fired back to the pointman. Here's Pinder now. Pinder cross ice feed for Dada. Bounced over his stick in behind the net for Shell. Shell back to Dada. Dada held up there in the play. Good defensive play there by Heeman to break that play up. And the puck is loose in the far corner. 20 seconds in the period. Slapped off the glass out to the blue line, and now gets out to center. Guido had to work hard to get that puck. Gross slaps it off the boards. Picked up by Shell now. Shell for Cambridge. Plays it back there to Guido. Guido slaps one off the glass. He gets to the line, but not out. Late chance for Gross. He got a shot away, but it wasn't even near the marker. So the first 20 minutes in the books here at the Galt Arena Gardens, and as we expected, a pretty tight checking hockey game.
Yes, it has been. Tight checking is correct. Both teams getting a chance on the power play were not effective, so both penalty killings have been great, and Devin Shell comes through for the Cambridge Winterhawks with a goal, and then answering the bell was Jeff McArdle getting his second goal of the season. That goal unassisted on that shot from the point, and I wasn't sure at first if it was deflected in front, but turns out it was, and McArdle with his second ties it up, and both teams go to the dressing room tied at 1.
1-1 the score. Glad to have you along tonight on the Rogers broadcast of the GOJHL game between the Cambridge Winterhawks and the Stratford Culllitons.
Hello hockey fans and welcome into the Galt Arena Gardens here with Riker Cullitons, and Riker, so far this year you're having a monster year. You're leading the Midwestern Conference in defensemen in points. You're fourth in the GOJHL in points. What's been turning it around this year for you?
Yeah, maybe my summer. Working out in summer and everything probably did it for me, and hard work and stuff like that. It's just improved me from last year, and just finishing my chances, also helping my teammates out and stuff like that. So just little things helped me out this year.
And you're leading the Midwestern Conference in goals. The power play unit, how's it been working out for you?
Yeah, it's mostly the power play. I think I have 11 or something on the power play. It's just the puck movement we've been having this year, and just the little things we do right and stuff, and outman the puck and stuff like that. So it's just helping us out that way too.
And you're taking on Cambridge here this evening. You guys are 8-2 in your last 10 games. What's the coaching staff going over with you guys here before the game?
It's just another game. We know it's what's at stake here. It's home ice. We know we might have them in the playoffs too. So we're just doing little things for the first month here of after the new year. So if we keep playing our game, we should come out on top tonight. And we know how good Cambridge is. So we gotta be ready for and prepared for tonight.
All right, Riker. Thanks for doing this.
No problem.
Welcome back to the Galt Arena Gardens. Ken Hornick, Scott Bridge, bringing you the live play-by-play of this GOJHL game between the Cambridge Winterhawks and the Stratford Culllitons through 20 minutes. 1-1 the score.
Yeah, 1-1, both teams trading chances back-to-back. Stratford out shooting Cambridge 14-6. Scoring for the Cambridge Winterhawks, Devin Shell, and scoring for the Stratford Culllitons, Jeff McArdle. And when you take a look at these two teams when tied after one, the Cambridge Winterhawks 7-4-3, and when tied after one, 5-5-1 for the Stratford Culllitons.
Stratford getting a penalty here. I'm not sure the reason why the penalty is being called here, but they're getting a 2-minute penalty. Is there some rule that I don't know about here? We'll have to wait and see the official score sheet when we get a chance, but nonetheless, it's a power play for the Cambridge Winterhawks to start the second period. And Dada wins the draw and then pokes it in the zone. And then Templeton flips one high off the glass and out of play, so that face-off will come down inside the Stratford zone just 6 seconds into the period.
A weird way to start the second period, that is, Ken. I've never seen this before. We'll have to wait to hear the official score and what that is, but Cambridge 0 for 1 here on the power play in this hockey game.
A delay of the game call to start the second period. Subban in behind his own net now, brings it out. Here's a puck played ahead to Dada. Races to center, now gets inside the zone, snaps one right on, and the goaltender Caldwell makes the save, and Dada with that quick shot. No rebound given up there by Caldwell, so the face-off will remain in the Stratford zone. 26 seconds gone by in the period and 26 gone by in the Stratford penalty. Here's Cullitons on his backhand in behind the net. Swings it around the boards here. And Grattan couldn't get it. Now the puck comes out to center. Grattan will get it this time. Almost gave it away to Brooks. In fact, he did. Here's Brooks on his off wing on the penalty kill, plays it in behind the net. There's Heeman now for Stratford, lost the puck. Subban gives it to Dada. Dada flips it across. Here's Bodagoni moving in, slopping it, and a nice pad save from the right leg of Caldwell there. Hard shot by Bodagoni. He has the puck again. Trying to get it to Grat. Now he does. Back in the point, Pawson. Pawson's shot, that's blocked. And back the other way. That was McDonald. He was interfered with there, but no call. Here come the Winterhawks. Bodagoni dumps one in off the back of the net. Played in behind the net there by Pleon. He gave it away. Bodagoni then gets the puck to his teammate there. Now behind the net, Bodagoni. Backhand pass broken up, and Kropp fires it around the open wing. And the defenseman, Zitmanis, couldn't keep it in. Good pressure penalty killing here by Stratford. One final rush in the power play for Cambridge, and they have got nothing going on it so far here tonight. Their second opportunity. Lamontang shot right on. Easy save for Caldwell. Just 3 seconds left in the Stratford bench minor, being served by Vandergunst.
Yeah, Caldwell in good position, gobbles up that shot, doesn't allow a rebound, and that's 2 saves now on the penalty kill where he is not allowed a rebound, but that one rebound that he kicked to the side was a beautiful right pad save.
Pass out front. Oh, the rebound was right there, and the forward for the Winterhawks could not get a stick on it. That was Pawson, or it would have been 2-1. So the penalty now over. Both teams at full and even strength.
Yeah, Pawson was robbed on that play. That puck took a bounce right in front of him as he acted like a baseball player taking a swing at it. Wasn't able to settle that one down, and he also was at the point a little bit rushed, had his shot blocked, had to race back in good position.
McKelvey from point blank fired it over the net. He'd like to have that one back. Moving in from the point, there's a shot. Rebound is right there, and they whack away at it. Good shot from the point by Miller, and right there in the doorstep was the big winger Tyson Baker, looking for his 9th of the year, but the goaltender Machalski, who's been real sharp here tonight, makes another good save.
Yeah, Machalski comes out so far, and yeah, I know he'd like to have that shot back again. You don't like to miss the net when you're 7 feet in front of the net. Just try to maybe get a rebound off Machalski and force him to kick it out and go hard to the net, but missing the net point blank like that, it's not going to do yourself any favors.
Dada's pass, unable to corral that, was the winger Shell. He scored Cambridge's only goal so far in this game. Puck bounces into the Cambridge zone. Gross goes after it. Decker rubs him out neatly. Loose puck. Here's Dada with it. It's then poked ahead at the line and just dribbles out. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Shell looking for the pass. Centering pass for Shell, and it went off the Stratford defender and almost went in their own net. And the net was dislodged from its moorings, and the referee was right there to stop the play. A 2-on-1 opportunity there by the Cambridge Winterhawks, but they couldn't get a scoring chance. Devin Shell with Pinder, but no luck, and it's still 1-1.
Yeah, Shell and Pinder not able to connect on that play, and Caldwell doing his best to slow the play down as he went from his left to the right, kicked off the post, and we all saw what happened Saturday afternoon with a goal that was disallowed, where the goaltender quick kicked the net off its moorings. And you know what? Been in that situation before, and it's a play that all goaltenders do.
Here's O'Brien to center, getting it inside the blue line, slapped off the glass, back out to the red line. Bilton couldn't get it. Now he does and shoots it in. Off the skate of the defenseman McCardle there. Now McCardle slaps up the boards, not out. From the point, there's a long drive off the stick of Guido. It went wide of the net though. Cullitons trying to get the puck out. Good pressure here by Cambridge down the point. Subban wraps one from the point, and it was tipped in front by Grattan off into the corner. Loose puck. McCardle trying to freeze it up, get a stoppage of play. That puck squirts free now. Here's a chance for Bodagoni. Shooting one towards net. We got a scrap. O'Brien is fighting there. He's got a good hold on Grattan, and Grattan's unable to get anything loose. Now Grattan gets his helmet off, but O'Brien got the jump on him, and both teams loving this. O'Brien, he'll be heading to the showers early, and it looks like Grattan will be heading out as well, but Grattan never really had a chance to fight there.
Yeah, I don't really think Grattan wanted anything to do with O'Brien on that play. Now his jersey gets dislodged, and now Grattan trying to get his team and the fans all fired up, but he didn't get a chance to take his gloves off or get one good punch in there. He may like that one back, but at the beginning I really didn't think Grattan wanted to go at all.
The referee is going to talk it over here with the linesman, because I actually don't think Grattan had it really should deserve a fighting penalty. He really never had a chance to fight.
No.
O'Brien grabbed him, and Grattan was really defenseless, and his helmet flew off, and his shirt came off, and looked like he was in a real serious fight, but he never had a chance to get his arms loose or nothing. So I got a feeling we'll see a fighting major assessed, and maybe Grattan will just get a roughing or a double minor.
I could actually see him getting away with a 2-minute minor here. Now he hasn't gone over to the box. Grattan's still standing on the bench, and now we've got the coaches yelling at one another. Corey McRae absolutely giving it to Phil Westman over on the bench, jawing at one another. And actually, it doesn't look like that's Phil Westman that he's yelling at. It's the assistant coach for the Stratford Culllitons. But he's got a really good point, Corey McRae does, is Grattan wanted nothing to do with that. So we should see the Cambridge Winterhawks on the power play. That's the way it should go in my mind.
Well, both referees, Brown and Stasiuk, calling, mulling things over, and the referee is going to call in the both players, assistant captains for both teams. And looks like the Stratford's going to get by the reaction of McCardle there, he gave the look, and he says, no. So Stratford's going to get the 5, and a double minor penalty here to probably Grattan, but we'll see what happens.
And you see O'Brien, 43 penalty minutes on the year in 28 games, so he's not known to be a big fighter. I have seen O'Brien drop the gloves before in the past, but doesn't really cross me as a player that would do something like that. But I mean, you get in the heat of the moment, you're in the corner scrapping it out, trying to give your team a little bit of an edge, and emotions can take over.
So it's going to be a 7-minute penalty on the board right now. Look, maybe they're going to give, maybe they're just giving the penalty. Maybe Grattan's not even going to get a penalty. I mean, really though, if we got to see it on video here, you'll notice that Grattan never had a chance to fight. So that looks like it might be the call, just a 7-minute penalty to the Stratford player, O'Brien.
Yeah, that's right, and like you and I just discussed, Ken, Grattan didn't take his gloves off, he didn't throw a punch, so he did not want to get engaged in that tussle whatsoever, and a 7-minute power play here for the Cambridge Winterhawks really gives them a chance to take the lead in this hockey game, but you really have to watch out for the Stratford Culllitons. While they're shorthanded, this really gives them some time and some extra ice to work with. 10 shorthanded goals on the year, so that's 1 up on the Cambridge Winterhawks. So their penalty kill can be aggressive at times, but their penalty kill ranked 10th in the league for the Stratford Culllitons. So we'll really see what their penalty kill's made of right now.
Well, Grattan is out there actually, so he's getting some power play time after that non-penalty he received. Referees heading over to discuss things with both coaches. I guess really not much to discuss. O'Brien just lost his cool and went after Grattan, and Grattan really never had a chance to defend himself or fight, and I actually think that's the right call.
Yeah, I definitely think that was the right call. It was the gut feeling I got about the Cambridge Winterhawks going on the power play here, and you've seen it in the past, and anytime a player doesn't want to get engaged, the best thing to do is just let him go. But that puts the Stratford Culllitons down 1 more forward, already missing Trevor Sauter tonight and Zach Van Loen. So now 3 forwards down off the roster for the Stratford Culllitons. Just gives more guys more ice time and more of a chance to prove something here late in the season.
So a 7-minute power play just about to get underway here for the Cambridge Winterhawks. Dada to win the face-off, gets it back to the point. Good job by Subban to keep it in. Back on the point, Subban gets it again, backhands it into the corner. Puck loose in the corner. Chance now to clear, and Brooks fires it down the ice. So the aggressor in the fighting call against Shane O'Brien. And Grattan is going to be penalized for something, though. He's not sure what for.
Roughing on that play.
But the goaltender Caldwell took a tumble there, and he got caught up into the netting. But fortunately for the Cullitons, they were able to clear the puck down the ice. Here comes Pinder down the right side. Centers it in front. Caldwell poked that aside with his stick. Pawson now with it. Flips to Dada. Back to Subban, right side. Over here now to Pawson. Pawson to Dada. Dada shooting one. It went wide and it hit the player at the side of the net and almost bounced in. Now a chance to clear. Subban at the point. It bounced over his stick and goes down the ice. Here's Macholski, well out of his net now. He'll play it. In behind the net calmly for Paulson. 5 minutes gone in the second period. Still 1-1. Both goals coming in the opening period. Cambridge on an extended power play here. 2 minutes gone in it. Almost. They've got nothing to show for it. Dada trips. Gets the puck. Back on the point for Pawson. Fires it. That's blocked by Kropp, and he'll backhand the puck off the glass and down the ice. Good job by the penalty killers of the Stratford Culllitons here. Gross checking his man closely. Puck loose. Zitmanis flips it back to Mills. Mills will set it up in behind his own net. Now plays it ahead. Lamont Tang to center. Slaps it off the boards and out of the net. Caldwell couldn't corral it. Loose puck in the corner. That's Bodagoni giving it to Lamont Tang in behind the net. Killens hit his man from behind. That was Peters, but no call. Back on the point. Mills plays it back in the corner. Peters slides it behind the net, broken up. Lamont Tang tried to center it, and he gets it back in behind the net. Goes back on the point to Mills. Cross ice feed, bounces off Zitmanis' stick, and it's fired down the ice there by the Stratford forward Patrick McKelvey. 4:20 left in the power play. Cambridge and Stratford tied at 1. Cambridge in the black with the puck. Here's Shell racing down the wing. Leon checking him closely. Pass back on the point. Here's Mills with it. Wires one. Block or pad save. Rebound comes out to the slot. Now it's Pawson playing the puck and it goes back to the point. And now it's Nigro for Stratford moving in. Nigro snaps one. Hit the post on the short side. Nigro's got that hard shot. And he almost scored shorthanded there. Cambridge still on the power play. Dada back on the point. Pawson moves in. He was off balance when he shot that puck and he missed the net by 10 feet. Slapped out to center. Nigro 2-on-1 with Brooks. Here's Brooks moving in. Shooting. It's blocked in front. Good work by Nigro to play the puck down low. Brooks was knocked down. No call. Subban now with it for Cambridge. Really nothing going on in the power play here for Cambridge. They want to do good in the playoffs. They're going to have to improve this power play. Here's Dada. Dada lost it, and then it's shot out of bounds there by Curry. And we're going to stoppage of play, so almost 4 minutes gone by in the power play, but good penalty killing here by Stratford, and Cambridge just can't seem to get anything set up as Stratford pressuring on that penalty kill.
Yeah, that's right. Stratford, in their last 5 games, only 4 power play goals against, and this power play's not looking like the Cambridge team that has won 7 straight games coming into tonight, and doesn't look like the team that's won 10 of their last 12 games. That's for sure. The Stratford Culllitons have really calmed this Cambridge Winterhawks team down, and their penalty killing's been really aggressive. You see them with a couple opportunities to get shorthanded goals. One rang off the crossbar, the other one Scott Poss with a nice block in front of the net. So they're using their speed and going north to south real effectively.
And Cambridge calling a timeout. They want to try and get something going on this power play. They know how important this is because they're tied 1-1 right now. And Stratford, to me, maybe not as skilled as Cambridge, but they do work extra hard and they're always on the puck, and they seem to be winning a lot of battles here tonight, including a lot on this penalty kill.
Yeah, that's right. And when it comes down to skill, you can be outskilled, but when you shoot the puck and go hard to the net, use your body, finish your checks, really skill at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's how you play and how hard you grind. You always see Cinderella upsets and Cinderella stories and all that in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's how hard you work, and outshooting your opponent never really hurts either.
Cambridge on the power play. The puck in behind the net is loose now. Here's Wetlaufer. Good puck management there by Wetlaufer. Then he loses it. And it's loose for Lamont Tang in the corner. Plays it in behind the net here for Peters. Peters with the puck. Trying to get it to another teammate to get a chance here, but he can't get it loose as he was checked close to there in the play by Jeff McCardle. And we'll get a stoppage of play and more time killed off that penalty there.
Yeah, that's right. Just 2:41 left on the power play for the Cambridge Winterhawks. They've had a lot of shots blocked by their defense. Actually, their defense are having lots of shots blocked. So the Cambridge Winterhawks have been they've had more success when they keep the puck down below the goal line, cycling down low. Seems like every time they get the puck back to the blue line, that gives the Stratford Culllitons forward some time and space up top. So if they want to be more effective, keep that puck down low, cycle it, try the wraparound play, crash and bang in front of the net. These shots from the point are getting through, and their shots from the outside are being blocked as well. So more crashing and banging in front of the net.
Subban let a shot go from well out, and it almost fooled Caldwell. He got his blocker on it. Now the puck is loose, and the Culllitons with a 2-on-1 break shorthanded. Here's Riker Collins moving up, and he tried to beat him on the short side, but he missed the net by 3 feet. Shot from the point, kicked aside there by Macholski. Loose puck comes free now, and Cambridge come back the other way. Dada inside the zone, moving, shooting, and a save there by Caldwell as Dada let a shot go from a bad angle, and you can't score too many from there.
No, that's right, and Caldwell in great position. And again, that's what I was getting down to. Those outside perimeter shots aren't going to fool the goaltender of the month of January too often. So maybe a pass in front of the net may work, or keep that puck even lower, so you're forcing him to kick it to you like that.
Well, a good chance right off the face-off there as the point shot got through off the stick of the big defenseman there, Alex Mills, and Lamont Tang and Bilton were both looking for the rebound, and the goaltender Caldwell made a huge save there to keep it 1-1.
That was an absolutely beauty of a save with that right pad. Caldwell's looked real confident with those low shots, really kicking the pucks out in the corner effectively, or he's hanging on to it.
Cambridge on the power play, but they give the puck away again. Here's a chance now for Heyman. Penalty coming up here. Looks like Lamont Tang's going to head off for the slash, so maybe some frustration starting to show on the Winterhawks here as they weren't able to get anything going that power play, and the veteran Lamont Tang takes a penalty, so we'll have 4-on-4 action here for a little while anyway.
Yeah, and the Stratford Culllitons will only get 19 seconds of power play time here, as it's 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 41 seconds. And the way that Stratford's been playing, their transition game has been real nice. So look for them on 4-on-4 to really open up some ice here for them and get some opportunities.
Here's a break for Dada. He's got Zidmanis with him out front. Zidmanis on his backhand. And another good save by Caldwell. Zidmanis didn't get much on it, but it still was a tricky backhand shot, and Caldwell again pretty sharp in between the pipes here this evening for the Stratford Culllitons.
Yeah, and Zidmanis, a defenseman, acting like a forward on that play. He's not used to being in front of the net with all that time and space, but he did a good job of getting the backhander off. That puck was rolling just a little bit, and probably felt the pinch and the pressure just a little tad.
Stratford with the puck. They give it up though. Back on the point, Zidmanis plays it off of Curry's pad and goes to Killens. Killens back the other way. Zidmanis breaks it up. Plays it up the left side here for Moggy. Moggy down the wing. Drops it back to Dada. Shot off the backboards. Puck comes out to Killens now. He gets away from Dada and will break out of his own zone. Now he's forced back in behind his own net. Reverses there for the captain Curry. Up the right side, here comes Riker Killens through center. Into the zone. Shot blocked off out to the blue line and kept in by Curry. And it's Guido, he overskates it. Puck loose in the corner. Here's Baker, back on the point. Curry fakes, now moves. It off into the corner. Loose for McKelvey. McKelvey comes up with the Baker's out front. Here's McKelvey, still with it. Good work by McKelvey, gets it back to Killens on the point. His shot, goaltender couldn't hang on to it. Pass out front, now a chance here for Baker. Good pressure by the Culllitons, and they have a short power play here. But the puck is shot down the ice by Cambridge. And just 10 seconds left in the minor penalty to Lamont Tang. Moggy dumps it down low. That'll do it for the abbreviated power play for the Culllitons as Lamont Tang is back on the ice. Just under 9 minutes left in the second period. Still No goals scored in this period after each team exchanging goals in the first. Templeman fires it in. Mills there first. Puck goes off the boards. Back in the point now. Shot there by Miller, deflected up out of play. And the whistle goes, and the face-off will be coming up deep in the Winterhawk zone to the right of goaltender Michalski, who's been pretty sharp here tonight as well.
Yeah, Michalski's been real solid and had a little bit of a tough time hanging on to that shot from the point with his glove, but was able to deflect it into the corner. And against Stratford, anytime they get possession of the puck in the offensive zone, they are throwing the puck on the net from everywhere, trying to look for a rebound in front.
Here's a chance now for Templeman. His shot is blocked. Goes off into the corner and played back in the point. Miller's shot deflected off into the corner. Chance now for Cambridge to clear the zone. Got the puck to center. Long shoot in there. Took a couple bounces before it hit the goaltender, and just to be safe, Michalski will hang on for a face-off.
Yeah, and you always give your coach a little bit of a heart attack as you look to the side after that puck bounces, and that's exactly what Michalski did. It took 1-2 bounces in front of him. He held on to it with his arm, but kind of looked to the side, and as a coach, you hold your breath just for a second and hoping that he doesn't bobble it and give your team a chance to win a face-off and go the other way.
Good puck pressure again by the Cullitons. They're simply out working Cambridge here. Cambridge not moving their feet, Stratford moving theirs, and just continue to pressure, and it's tough to play against a team like that. Like we say, the Cullitons, not a lot of skill, but they continue to pressure wherever that puck goes.
Yeah, and if they can win the game tonight, they will be just 2 points behind Cambridge, and that's a huge 2 points, as these two teams will probably face each other in the playoffs. The question mark is who's going to get home ice.
Puck comes out through center. Nice play by Cullitons to break up that play. And Cullitons calmly out of his own zone, plays it up through center. And a pass was intended for Brooks out of his reach, and an icing charge here to the Stratford Culllitons.
And the Cambridge Winterhawks, they've got a little bit of a lighter schedule here towards the end of the season, as they'll play the Cyclones the last 2 games of the regular season, looking for 4 points right there. But this could be a 6-point weekend for the Winterhawks if they can come through the victory here this evening. Mills'
shot, rebound, goes back to the blue line, kept in by Zitmanis. Good battle in the corner, and won by Bottiglione. Bottiglione plays it, then he gave it up, and a break now for Stratford back the other way. Here's Kropf. Good defensive play by Zitmanis to break it up. Loose puck back of the blue line. Cullitons couldn't keep it in, but still has the puck, and fires it back in the zone and takes a rest. Fresh troops for the Cullitons now. 5 new players on the ice. Long pass, Bottiglione knocked down. At the blue line, just offside there were the Cambridge Winterhawks, so the face-off will come outside of the blue line with exactly 7 left in the second. Pretty tight checking game, as we mentioned off the top. Didn't expect a lot of goals with 2 good goaltenders. And so far, just 1 goal apiece.
Yeah, you said it right to me, Ken, before the game started. Don't expect a whole lot of goals out of these 2 teams. And so far, it's just been just that. And a lot of shots have been blocked that have been thrown towards the net.
Stratford with the puck out through center. Just out of the reach there of Nigro, and icing is the call, as Nigro couldn't get a stick on it. Or he may have been in all alone.
Yeah, and you really want to watch out for that in a tight checking game like this. You never know if the coaches may send a forward in behind the defense looking for that long stretch pass. You've seen both these teams with short passes through the neutral zone, which is fantastic, because if you're going to try that long lead pass, 9 times out of 10, every time you catch the puck, you're going to be standing still. So short passes through the neutral zone creates good offensive rushes.
Shot for the point, right on. Rebound goes off into the corner. Moving up there, Decker couldn't keep it in. Slashing call coming up here. Looks like Nigro's going to head off as the stick broke on the call, and I don't like that call a lot, but I think that was well deserved there as Nigro gave him a real good whack, and he's going to head off for 2 minutes. So Cambridge will go to the power play. 6:24 left in the second period.
Yeah, Cambridge 0 for 2 on the power play, and then they didn't score a goal on that 7-minute power play that they had that was interrupted as well, I should say. So this gives them a chance to take a 2-1 lead on home ice once again. But Stratford, wow, you have to give these boys credit. Their penalty killing has been superb tonight. Nobody's afraid of getting in front of that puck.
So the puck is loose in the zone, picked up by Subban, but he couldn't keep it inside the offensive zone. Plays it back. Pawson up to Bodagoni, cross ice to Pinder. Pinder inside the zone and wires it around the open wing. Bodagoni racing after it. He'll get there first. Tried to slap it down low, broke it up and shot out through center. And now a possible break here for McKelvey moving in. Here's McKelvey shorthanded, he scores! McKelvey shorthanded, sold that puck, broke through the defense, made the little deke on the backhand and beat Macholski, and Stratford lead it 2-1 with a shorthanded marker.
That's right, and just a few moments ago we were touching on their shorthanded goals for, and that's their 11th shorthanded goal of the season. And on the road, that is huge to take a 2-1 lead with a shorthanded goal like that. And for McKelvey, when he's not being suspended, his 7th goal of the season, which is a huge marker for the Stratford Culllitons.
So the Winterhawks remain on the power play. 1:29 left in the slashing minor to Nigro.
Yeah, that didn't take very long for them to stretch McKelvey free, but he really used his size and his speed to get through the defenders and outweighted Mikulski on that play. Just waited for him to go down and make the first move, and that's when he picked the corner, going blocker side low.
Here's Lamontagne, cross ice feed. Bodagoni couldn't get it, and it's shot down the ice by the defenseman Jake Pleon. Here now Lamontagne again. Checked closely by Gross. Gross falls. Now a chance to clear the zone. Lamontagne rink wide. Zit Menace fires it in. Peters got there first. Plays in the corner to Bodagoni. Tried to center it. Broken up. Chance to clear. Buck on the blue line. Kept in by Mills. He shoots one. Deflected in front. Puck is loose. And Caldwell saw it all the way and jumps on it and gets a stoppage of play with 44 seconds left in the Winterhawks power play.
And Mills did a good job from the point, keeping that puck low, giving his team a chance to tip it. It did get deflected in front, but Caldwell at the top of the blue water in good position, was kind of fighting himself to look for that rebound, was able to cover up as the puck laid right beside him. But Caldwell doing a good job just to stick to his position, stay square to the puck and not flop around like a fish out of water after that puck gets deflected when you're looking for it beside you.
Well, a quick little play there. The puck was going to play, and the faceoff will be coming up out of the Stratford blue line. Just over 5 left in the period. 2-1 the score, rather. Stratford with a shorthanded marker in this period. Off the stick of Patrick McKelvey, his 7th of the year. Has put his team up by a goal. Good work there by Mitch Brooks, number 14 for Stratford, on the penalty kill. Now Cambridge Dada stripped away from him by Heeman, and he'll fire it in and race after it. Heeman is first man to the puck. Zit Manis trying to steal it from him. Good work here by Heeman. Trying to get a stoppage of play, killing lots of time off the clock, and Heeman with a good penalty kill there. 3 Cambridge Hawks all over him, and he was able to freeze that puck off, and more importantly, kill off about 15 seconds of that penalty.
Yeah, you know what? You can take abuse behind the net when you're killing off a penalty like that. It means a lot to the coaching staff. Kill a penalty off, especially when you have the lead in a hockey game like this that's been so close and so low scoring.
Cullitons win the draw. Penalty now over as Nigro steps out of the box. Slapped up the right wing. Here's Witzel. Moggy through the middle. Puck goes by Moggy and down the ice. Miller, linesman said he could have played it. Icing is waved off. Miller almost gave it away there. They slapped it off the boards and out through center. And down the ice, no icing here. Guido gets back first. Being checked closer there by Nigro. Chard hit his man hard, no call. Now the puck is loose. Lead pass for Moggy down the left side. Miller all over him. Here's Moggy, forced off into the corner, shoots it well wide. Witzel up on the play on the right side. Plays it down in the corner for Chard. Witzel goes after it. Moggy was all alone in front. Here's Chard with it. Now loses the puck, and Nigro slaps it off the boards and out. And the puck rolls down the ice. And an icing call here against the Cullitons. Referee, linesman calling that, and Everybody has to stay on the ice because of the icing call.
Yeah, and the Stratford bench thought that Guido could have got there just a step quicker. They felt that he maybe stopped skating in order to get that icing call, but you see it 9 times out of 10, the referees or linesmen really aren't going to change their mind when it's that close.
Puck in the corner, centering pass. Off the stick of Bodagoni, now on the point. Decker. And the Cullitons player mixing it up in front of the bench. That's Nigro. He's a pesky player. No call there as Nigro played the puck off the glass and out. Shot back in, and this game getting a little bit rough as Stratford has put their tough line out there. And here's Vandergunst knocking Lamontagne down. Now he and Plord having some words, but no calls here. I like this. Let them play, let them have some fun. Referees and linesmen probably know this is a real big game here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. And Vandergunst out there, he went and said a little something to Plord. He went and said something to Pawson, and then that trip at the blue line. So that's right, Stratford showing their grit, putting their big guns out there, and really looking to maybe slow things down or irritate the Cambridge Winterhawks while they have the lead, maybe forcing them to take a penalty or two to get back on that power play.
Puck flipped out through center by the Winterhawks. Good work here by Witzel to break up the play. Now in behind the net, Witzel still with it. Back on the point to Mills. He snaps one off the backboards. It bounces to the side of the net, and they jam away at it. And the goaltender, Nick Caldwell, right there, cool as a cucumber, had that pad down and saw the puck all the way in. So far tonight, he's been pretty good, Caldwell, only allowing 1 Cambridge Winterhawks goal so far.
And that came really early in this hockey game as well. And I'm actually shocked that the Winterhawks really don't use the lower half, that yellow line of the backboard to their advantage, because every time they hit that lower part, it seems to shoot out like a boomerang, and you don't see them miss the net on purpose too often on the power play, and I think that would really boast an advantage for them.
Winterhawks win the face-off, but the puck went outside the zone. Almost a giveaway there by the defenseman, big defenseman there for Cambridge, Zitmanis. Again, good puck pressure here by the Cullitons at the point. Shot well wide by Pleon, kept in by Curry. Here's Brooks spinning away from one man, now losing it. Now Witzel's up the right side. He's got Belton with him. Puck dumped into the zone, and it was not over the red line, and the play is blown down. Icing call here against the Cambridge Winterhawks.
And the linesman rushing over to the bench, keeping whoever was on the ice on that play, as they thought they may have gotten away with one right there.
So the face-off to the right of Michalski. Won by the Cullitons. Back on the point. Broken up. Now here's a break for Bilton. Bilton, oh, what a great play there by Killens to break up that play. Riker Killens with a calm defensive play there. Made it look real easy. And he broke up a breakaway possibility. Back the other way. Here comes Gross inside the zone. Subban rubs him out. No call. Slapped up the wing by Guido. Puck is bouncing, and it just gets outside the zone. Through center. Here's Dada. Moving in. Shooting. Blocked by Killens off in the corner. 1:40 left in the period. 2-1 Stratford over Cambridge. Puck slid back in behind the net for Killens. Killens trying to get away from Bodagani. Now plays it back there for Miller. Miller plays it up the open wing. Broken up by Subban. He gave it away though to McKelvey. McKelvey to the blue line, but no further. Now McKelvey and Lamontagne pushing and shoving in front of the Stratford bench. Guido is in there as well, and I believe that's Baker. So stoppage of play. I think we're going to get some penalties here. We'll see what happens.
And McKelvey, no stranger to mixing it up with other players. He's the one that got the shorthanded goal to give the Stratford Culllitons a lead, but seems to be getting his nose into trouble this year. And like I said, not a stranger, and mixed it up this time with Lamontagne, and he'll be going to sit in the penalty box, the assistant captain for the Cambridge Winterhawks. Probably be going with 2 minutes aside, I would think.
So Lamontagne and McKelvey in the box. probably offsetting minors, so we'll probably have 5-on-5 hockey. 1:17 left in the second period. Glad to have you along on this broadcast on Rogers TV. Ken Hornick along with Scott Bridge. And we expected a good game, and almost 40 minutes into it, it's been a real good one. Stratford, wearing the white jerseys, lead it by a score of 2-1. They took the lead in this period by scoring a short-handed marker. And let's not forget, they had to kill a 7-minute penalty off.
Yes, they did, and the Cambridge Winterhawks, just when you think they had a great opportunity to take a 2-1 lead, the Stratford Culllitons with the short-handed marker give them the 2-1 lead. And you know what, you have to give lots of credit for the Stratford Culllitons penalty killers, and they've been aggressive, and both these teams are 8-2 in their last 10 games. And Stratford knows they're up against a tough Cambridge Winterhawks who have won 7 straight coming into tonight's game. But Cambridge, they've had their dose of Brantford and Brampton here in their last 5 games. So Stratford, just a little bit of a different team than those two.
Pass up through the middle, broken up by Mills, raked onto the stick of Brooks. He plays it ahead. Heyman stayed onside neatly. And that puck deflects off the stick of the Cambridge Winterhawks player and deflects out of play. So actually it's coming outside, must have been off a Stratford player. So 58.4 left in the period, 2-1 Stratford. Off the draw, here's Crop. Crop plays it across. Slapped in behind the net by McCardle. Flipped off the boards and out through center, just out of the reach of McCardle. He races back for it. And they were going slow, but still an icing call here. Sometimes I don't agree with icing calls. Realistically, both those players were not going as hard as they could to get the puck, but that's the way they call it. So.
If I'm to say anything, Ken, it's echoing your words right there. You're not in stride. You're not going hard to the puck like you're supposed to. If I was a referee or linesman, I'd just wave that one off and say, boys, you got to start moving your feet a little bit faster than that. It's a play. Yes, I understand that nobody's going to get injured, and that's what they're trying to take out of the game is clear up the injuries for the icing calls. But a play like that is just laziness, and they really should call that off, force them to skate, turn around, keep the game going in the last minute of play too. Keep the pace going.
Right off the face-off, there's a good chance by Vandergust. He let one go, and Michalski maybe with his biggest save so far of the game to keep it a 2-1 hockey game.
Yeah, Michalski's done a good job for the Winterhawks. When called upon, it looked to be Caldwell that faced less action in the first half of the game, and now it seems like Michalski's workload's really calmed down as well.
There's Subban with it. Almost a giveaway there. Played up the right side. Slapped out through center. Broke it up, and back the other way come the Winterhawks. But a nice defensive play by Templeman there. Wetlaufer just offside. Delayed offside here. Subban playing the puck ahead, and Vandergust wasn't aware that there was a late offside. I think they're going to send this one all the way down the ice.
Are they calling it not an accidental offside? So, yeah, this will come down all the way to the other end of the ice in Stratford's defensive zone. And yeah, I don't think the player really knew that it was offside. Maybe thought that the puck was cleared.
Face-off, won by Stratford, played in behind the net. Curry slaps it off the boards. Couldn't clear the zone. Gross was unable to do it. Here's Moggy, back in the point. Final shot from the period off the stick of Mills, and the puck is shot all the way down the ice. And the buzzer will go to end the second period, but a good late chance by the Winterhawks. But they couldn't tie it up as the Cullitons scored a shorty to take a 2-1 lead.
That's right, and Caldwell answering the bell in the late seconds of that period. A nice glove save. It doesn't always have to look pretty and hang on to it. It's the save that matters, and deflecting that right in front of him and gave his team a chance to clear the zone and clear the pressure off that the Winterhawks were throwing at them in the last 15 seconds of the period.
Well, the shots 25-22 in favor of the Winterhawks, but they trail in this game by a score of 2-1 after 40 minutes of play from the Galt Arena Gardens. You're enjoying GOJHL hockey on Rogers TV.
Hello, hockey fans, and welcome back into the Galt Arena Gardens here with Marcellus Subban. And Marcellus, 2 goals, 10 assists on the year. What's the vibe been like in the dressing room so far?
Oh, it's fun. You know, it's fun. The guys are rolling. I know I came late. I didn't start the season here, so it's been good. It's been a good ride, and we're trying to continue it into the playoffs here. So.
Now, you guys, again, 8-2, the same as Stratford in your last 10 games. You've had your dose of Brantford and Brampton here recently. What's the coaching staff say to get your team off to a good start against Stratford?
Just to keep the game plan simple. Keep going. Stratford's a very good team, man. We got to respect that. So we're just trying to keep pushing it, and hopefully we can get the win tonight.
All right, Marcellus, thanks for doing this.
Welcome back to the Galt Arena Gardens. Third period now underway. Ken Hornick and Scott Bridge, glad to have you along on Rogers Television. This has been a real good hockey game here at the Galt Arena Gardens. 2-1, Stratford in the white, leading the hometown Cambridge Winterhawks. And Stratford with the puck, play it up the boards. Broken up there by Pinder. Pinder fires around the boards, and Subban pinching in on his backhand, slaps it down in the corner. And on the left side here is Wetlaufer for Stratford. Plays it off the boards out to center, broken up. Wetlaufer gets it back and slaps it back into the Cambridge zone. Wetlaufer's stick goes flying. He's without a stick right now. Guido bumps his man, and the puck is loose for Dada. Dada slaps it off the boards. Fed across to Subban. Up the left wing side here for Shell, and Shell from a sharp angle shoots. And the goaltender, Nick Caldwell, who's been pretty sharp tonight with another good save.
Yeah, Caldwell with a good save, and Wetlaufer's stick almost made its way into the stands as he lost it, went riding up the glass, stayed in, thank goodness. And when leading after 2 periods, the Stratford Culllitons with a record of 14-1-1, and when trailing after 2 periods, the Cambridge Winterhawks with a record of 1-11-1. So just 1 win for the Winterhawks when trailing after 2.
Cullitons. He's logged a lot of ice time here tonight. In fact, he logs a lot of ice time every game. Possibly heading to Ferris State, NCAA Division I scholarship. Looking pretty good here tonight. Not only can he put points on the board, he can play a good defensive game, and he's been great at both ends here this evening. Moggy's pass, bounced over the stick. Out front, Moggy shoots, and it goes off into the corner. Badagani plays it in behind the net. Slapped off the boards by McCardle, but not out. Kept in by Zitmanis. Giveaway there. Now Stratford caught in their own zone. Here's Mitch Brooks playing it out to center. Knocked down there by Decker. Decker comes back the other way to center. Fires one in. Gloved down by the goaltender Caldwell, and he sees his team needs some fresh skaters out there, so he hangs on wisely for a face-off.
Yeah, and Cambridge changes up their forward lines as well, getting some fresh legs. Dada comes off the bench to take the offensive face-off, and a good job by Caldwell realizing that his team did need a change there. Hung on to the puck, no pressure whatsoever to feel like he needed to put that down and make the play go the other way.
Back the other way, here comes McKelvey. Tried to feed it across, and a great defensive play there at Plouard, and then he fires it rink wide for Lamontagne into the zone. Dada goes to the net, shot never made it through. Slapped off the boards, kept in by Lamontagne momentarily. And Lamontagne going to be called here for a high stick as he caught Gross. Now McKelvey in the corner. Hammered there by Plouard, played back into Curry. Centering pass, a quick snapshot off the stick of Croft as the Cullitons have the extra attacker on. And Macholski answers the bell with a big save there, as Kropp was left all alone in front of that. Nice centering feed there by Curry.
And after he got clipped with the high stick, the next question was, is Lamontagne going to get a 2 or a 4? And it looks he's just going to get 2 minutes for high sticking. If there would have been blood, there would have been 4. And now Stratford saying there is blood as he's been cut. I think they're just going to keep it at 2.
So the Cullitons with the lead, go to the power play. Templeman wins the draw back to Curry. Curry back to Templeman, right wing boards. Backhands one in behind the net. Subban breaks it up. Has a chance to clear, can't. Goes right to the stick of Cullitons on the left point. Plays it in the corner to Brooks. Brooks then being muscled there by Subban. Good work by Guido to hold up Wettlaufer. Wettlaufer though gets the puck to Brooks. Back to the point to Cullitons. Cullitons shot. That goes wide of the marker. Chance for Subban to get the puck out. Played it on the boards to Moggy. Moggy then loses it. Subban trying to kill some time in the corner. Subban still has the puck, but then loses it. Now it squirts free, and Dada rips it down the ice. That'll kill some time off the penalty. 45 seconds gone in it. 3:15 into the third period. 2-1 Stratford with the lead. Here's Cullitons racing inside the zone. Fakes the shot, loses the puck. Slapped all the way down the ice by Alex Mills for Cambridge. And the puck is played in behind the net. There's the captain, Curry. Right side feed. Dished off there for Kropp. He then loses it, but kept it in the zone. Here's Gross playing it down in the corner. To Nigro. Nigro then feeds the puck to Kropp. Kropp with it back on the point. There's a shot from the point, deflected in front there by Miller. Loose puck for Kropp. Right wing boards, back to Miller. Miller fakes, gives back to Kropp. Back to Miller. He slaps one that's blocked. Into the corner. Gross gives it to Nigro. Nigro centers it, and it's broken up and shot down the ice by Botagoni. Good penalty killing here by Cambridge. Miller in behind the net. Final seconds of the Cullitons power play. Still leading it though, 2-1. Here's Pleon playing it off the backboards onto the stick there of Heeman. Heeman then plays it down low in the corner to McKelvey. McKelvey back on the point. Miller shoots, blocked in front by Dada. Dada plays it on the right wing boards. Lamontang out of the box. He's tripped up, no call. Puck loose just below us here at the Galt Arena Gardens. Glad to have you along for this GOJHL regular season matchup on Rogers TV between the Stratford Culllitons and the Cambridge Winterhawks, and the Winterhawks just called for icing.
And the Stratford Culllitons on the power play right there. Good job throwing the puck around east to west. Every time they get it back to the point, though, the Cambridge Winterhawks, just the way the Stratford Culllitons did in the second period, a good job of blocking it. The forwards come up high, don't give the defenseman time or space, and that's exactly what you need to do. That's how you're going to have an effective penalty kill, and Cambridge ranking 6th in the league in that. Just a real effective job killing that penalty off.
Puck loose in front of the Stratford bench, picked up there by Witzel. Witzel wires one off into the corner. Puck is loose. Here's Dada. Knocked off his stick by McDonald. Now Cullitons comes up with it behind his own net, sets it up. Here's Cullitons. McDonald circles in behind his net, leaves it there for Cullitons. Cullitons then feeds it here to McDonald, left wing board, slaps it off the boards, and dumped in there by Vandergunst. He took a hard hit by Plourde though. Templeman with it. McDonald now plays it back on the point. McCardle shot deflected, just missed the short side off the stick of Vandergunst. Witzel comes back the other way, plays it in the zone. Icing waved off. McCardle loses the puck. Now Plouard's shot, never made it through. Plourde gets it back again. Here's Plourde snapping one towards the net, and it just sailed wide. Nobody could get their stick on it. Good low drive from the point by Plourde. Centering pass. Chard couldn't get a shot away. Plourde pinching up from the point. Plays it back in behind the net. Cullitons now. Just missed a hard hit there from Shell. Cullitons again with the puck, trying to freeze it up to get a stoppage of play. Slap back to the point to Subban. Flips it off the boards, and it went off the glass. And then it went into the stands. And some pushing and shoving there between Subban and Vandergunst after the play, but no penalties coming up. 13:25 left. Stratford clinging to that 2-1 lead here on the road.
Yeah, Vandergunst and Subban going at one another, and Vandergunst, the penalty leader on this team. The Stratford Culllitons with 119 on the year. Subban in 32 games with 62 penalty minutes. He looked to just get in the face of Vandergunst there and see if he would retaliate, which he did. The referee was right there to break that up. So we see some rough stuff with 13:25 left to play, and it took maybe about 10 or 12 minutes into this hockey game until we started to see these two teams show some hate for one another, and the Stratford Culllitons not being able to score on a power play a few minutes ago. So far this year, 25 power play goals on the road in 21 games on the road this year. Not being able to put one into the back of the net tonight against Cambridge. They're 0 for 3 on the power play so far.
Puck down in the corner. Here's Pleon for Stratford. He's logged a lot of ice time here tonight. Stratford going with 5 defensemen. And Cullitons out there every other shift. Here's Wetlaufer, left wing boards. Into the zone. The Sudbury Wolves draft pick plays it out front. Never made it though. Kept in by Pleon. Here's Heeman. Heeman lost his stick. In fact, he didn't lose his stick. The defender there was the player who lost their stick. That was Scott Posson. Puck is loose. Wetlaufer with it. Still has it. Back on the point. Kept in there by Curry. Play a bit scrambly here as we approach the 8-minute mark of the third period. Chance in front. Wetlaufer's backhand shot never made it through, and the play is stopped. Glove pass. And some more pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Yeah, this game is now getting a little bit more rough and tough. That's what you like to see when it comes to these two teams battling it out. A huge 2 points on the line for the Stratford Culllitons here this evening. If they can get in to the dressing room with the lead tonight, they'll be just 2 points behind Cambridge with a game in hand that Ken, you and I talked about at the opening of the game. So Stratford with a lot on the line here as they look to get home ice in the playoffs.
Here's Cullitons for Stratford, wiring one around the boards. Gross goes after it, couldn't get there. Kept in there by McCardle. Now poked out through to center. Here's McKelvey, lead pass to Baker. Baker gave it away, and Dada comes back. His shot blocked in front. Loose puck in the corner. Pinder centers it off the side of the net. Here's Shell now racing after it. Shell with it, back on the point. Subban. He tried to pass it in there for Pinder, but he dove at it, but couldn't get a shot away. Now on the point, Guido couldn't keep it in, almost gave that away. Subban with it for Cambridge. Into the offensive zone. Subban tried to feed it out front, and he failed on that pass. Puck is loose, and Stratford get the puck to the blue line, and it just bounces out to center. Pinder plays it back to Subban. Subban plays it off the far boards, right to Cullitons. Cullitons in, nice feed ahead, just out of the reach there of the intended receiver McKelvey, and it's Shell for Cambridge. Checked off the play by Cullitons. Loose puck, backhand shot by Dada, and the rebound came right to the slot, but went right to the Stratford player, and they clear it out. Here's Guido. Guido plays it down in the corner for Decker. Decker out of his own zone, gets to the blue line, now to center. Decker lost it. Brooks plays it off the boards and races after it. Guido gave it to Brooks. Brooks plays it down in the corner. Centering pass, McDonald couldn't get his stick on it. Back on the point. Miller lost it. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. Witzel moving in, shooting. Sharp angle shot, and Caldwell made the nice save. Here's Witzel again in his backhand. Puck loose in the slot. Witzel whacks away at it, and it's still loose. And it's shot out, but not out. Shot from the point. Plourde. He batted it with his hand there, and the linesman was there, and the right call made there, as that is going to be a glove pass. And now Nigro and Zitmanis after the whistle, pushing and shoving, and Nigro is ready to go, but the linesman got there first, and we'll have penalties on the play.
Yeah, he wanted to go, he wanted to drop the gloves, but Witzel not in the frame of mind to do that right now. Doesn't want to put his team down a man. And now he's got some words for Nigro as well. Zitmanis has been all over the ice tonight. He's had a real effective game for the Cambridge Winterhawks on the back end. And he almost got a goal in the first period, as well as he accepted a feather of a pass in front of the net. Both players will be sitting down in the box for 2 minutes.
Nigro's still a young player too. He's got a potential. He's got some potential. Plays a little bit of jam, and nice hard shot. Works the walls well. We look forward to see him down the road. See where he ends up. I know he was an OHL draft pick, but maybe he's got school in the future as well.
Absolutely. Anytime you get drafted, but sorry, Ken, you go.
Here's Bottagoni with a chance, and he couldn't get much on the shot, as defenseman Jake Pleon made a good defensive play there to nullify a good scoring chance by the Winterhawks.
And last year when I was covering games for the GOJHL, you see these guys that are 5'8" to about 6 feet that are just talented young hockey players that get drafted to the OHL. But you know what? Hey, if you can go NCAA, get your schooling paid for and all that, that at the end of the day isn't that bad either.
Here's Wetlaufer for Stratford, plays it ahead. Vandergunst got it in the zone, took a hard hit from Guido in the process. Now Subban. Michalski decided to fire it up the boards. There's a pass ahead to Lamontagne. Lamontagne then flips it out to center. Knocked down by Curry, swings it across here to McCardle. He'll rip it around the boards. Michalski is out, plays the puck neatly. Subban overskates it, tries to recover and get it, but he's being tied up there by Vandergunst. The puck is loose now. And back the other way, here comes Possum. Plays it ahead, Botagoni. Lamontagne moving in, shot, that goes off a leg into the corner. Puck is loose. Picked up by Wetlaufer. Wetlaufer plays it ahead to Templeman down the left side. He tees it up, hard, high drive, and Michalski had a bit of trouble with that, but is able to hang on and not give up a rebound.
And Templeman has a blast of a shot as well. He's a big boy back there, and you don't want to get in the way of his shot too often, but if the comes a call and you better get in front of that one, but the defenseman knew that it was a shot that Michalski could make the save on. You still want to get in front of Michalski and screen him.
Here's a chance now for Pinder. Pinder down the right side. He snaps it high and over the net, and it bounces all the way down to the Cambridge blue line. Decker has it. Plays it ahead. Off the stick of Pinder into the zone. Killen's back. Leaves it there for Pleon. He clears it but not out. Decker's low drive. Swept aside there by Caldwell. Fired around the open wing and out to center. Ripped right back in there by Mills. And Caldwell leaves it there for his defenseman. That's Jake Pleon for Stratford. Playing it up the left side to Heyman. Heyman knocked down by Shell, no call. Brooks plays it to Pleon. Pleon gets away from one man and dumps it deep in the zone, and Michalski, he's a safe goaltender. He hangs on to it. And we're going to get a penalty here after the play. Heyman's going to head off. Probably an unsportsmanlike call. And the Cambridge Winterhawks, down by a goal, get a power play.
Yeah, this gives the Winterhawks, feels like I've been saying this all night, another chance to get back in this hockey game. But that's a penalty that you just don't want to take, and Heyman, that's uncalled for after the whistle blows, after the play's been blown dead. Taking a shot at your opponent like that, best thing to do is just skate back to your bench, get some fresh legs on the ice, and go back to 5-on-5. But now they find themselves down a man.
Botagoni out there playing the point on this power play for Cambridge, number 22. He'll have to race to keep it in. He does. Here's Botagoni playing it down in the corner for Pinder. Pinder gives to Dada. Dada played it back in the point, but that's broken up. Michalski has to race out of his net to play it, and he flips it off the boards and out to center. Here's Pinder with it. He's hit hard along the boards by Baker. Shot in by Botagoni. Morris slaps it out to center. Here's Subban with it. 1:20 left in the Cambridge power play. Botagoni backhands it deep in the zone. McCardle fires it up the right wing boards. Kept in by Subban, but he gave it away. Morris and McKelvey, a 2-on-1 shorthanded chance. Morris shoots, he scores! Check that, Brooks. I'm calling him Morris, but it's Mitch Brooks. My apologies. I actually know a guy named Morris Brooks, so I've been calling him that tonight a few times, but apologies to Mitch Brooks, friends and family, but it doesn't matter. Mitch Brooks with the second shorthanded goal of the night for the Stratford Culllitons, and they lead this game 3-1.
Yeah, Mitch Brooks with his 11th goal of the season, and shorthanded. Wow, the Cullitons have broken this game open with shorthanded goals tonight, and it seems like that seems to be what stabbed the Cambridge Winterhawks in the heart tonight. Giving away a 2-on-1 as Subban trips at the blue line, gives the Cullitons a chance to go the other way. Making no mistake was Brooks. What a beautiful goal right off the crossbar and in the back of the net.
Here comes Cambridge back the other way. Still a minute left in the power play. If they want any chance of winning this one, they better get a power play goal here. Shell at the blue line. Couldn't keep it in. Flips it across here to Guido. Guido to the blue line and in. Shot by Caldwell, and Caldwell gave it away. But Cambridge kept it in the zone. That's Decker up on the play. Here's Shell. Decker, the big defenseman, playing forward in the shift up in front of the net. Here's a shot by Guido. That sailed over the net. Back in the point. Mills. Shot blocked. Now a chance for Cullitons to clear. He's hit hard by Decker. Centering pass. Here comes Guido moving in. Guido snaps it. Blocker saved by Caldwell. Now Shell back in the point. Mills couldn't get to it. A shorthanded break again here for Stratford, but Michalski's well out of net to play it out to the blue line. Wetlaufer's shot just missed, and they actually stayed onside there. There's a shot by Pleon, that's blocked. Stratford penalty now over. Teams at full and even strength. 6:40 left in the third. 3-1 Stratford. The story tonight, special teams, 2 shorthanded goals by Stratford, and Cambridge not able to connect on the power play. Bilton plays it, kept in. Here's a chance now for Gross, moving in. Sharp angle shot, deflected high over the net, and Cambridge back the other way. Out to center. Here's Bilton, moving in the zone. Behind the net, broken up. McCardle plays it to Gross. Gross then flips it out to center, and Plourd's there for Cambridge. He backhands it up to center ice. Now McCardle firing one in. Picked up by Witzel, up the right side to Peters. Flips it across through center. Knocked down there by Gross and picked up by his teammate Heeman. And a glove pass called against Stratford with exactly 6 minutes left in this period. Going to be tough for Cambridge to come back here because Stratford will probably set up now to basically play defensive hockey, and they're well-disciplined, well-coached hockey team.
Absolutely, and they've proven that throughout the game here this evening. They've scored their 7th and 8th shorthanded goal on the road in this hockey game. And when it comes to clogging up the neutral zone, the Stratford Culllitons will have to do just that against the Winterhawks, because now Subban's out of the game for unsportsmanlike conduct, so they're now down a defenseman as well.
Subban, the culprit of giving that puck up in that latest shorthanded goal. His team down 3-1 with just over 5 left. Puck is loose, shot out through center. Witzel now playing the point, fires it deep in the zone, and Caldwell comes out to play it for Cullitons. Cullitons plays the puck up the right side. Here's Kropp. Got the puck out of the zone and deep into the Cambridge zone, and Plourd has it now for Cambridge. Swings it back there to Pinder. Pinder inside the zone. Slap shot. Oh, a real good shot by Pinder as he was in full flight. He broke down the right wing, and a real good pad save there by Caldwell to keep this a 2-goal game.
Yeah, Caldwell getting down in the butterfly and had that blocker in perfect position and hit the soft part of his equipment and was able to land right beside him. Caldwell, his rebound control has been absolutely exceptional here this evening, right from the get-go.
Face-off won by Stratford. Puck played in behind the net. They'll get the puck out to center. And here's a chance for Heeman moving in. Shot rebound goes to Brooks there, and he couldn't get a shot away. Brooks, though, who just made it 3-1 a few moments ago, has the puck on his stick, plays it towards the net, broken up there by Pawson. Brooks now with it, plays it down in the corner for Kropp. Kropp plays in the slot, broken up, and back the other way comes Bottigoni for Cambridge. Flips the puck in the zone, goes after it, and the goaltender Caldwell hangs on. And we'll get a stop to the play. Cambridge down by a couple, 3-1. 3-1 the score, as Stratford has been real good here tonight. That last goal, Brooks shorthanded, unassisted. Both of their shorthanded goals have been unassisted giveaways by the Cambridge defenseman, which cost them dearly. At center. Loose puck picked up by Bilton. He then loses it. McKelvey plays it up the wing. Baker never saw it. Scrambly play in the neutral ice area. Here's Peters moving in. He fanned on that shot. And it's Curry firing it up the right wing boards, tapped out to center. Long pass to Peters. He got it inside the zone, but gave it away to Miller. Miller then gives it away to Bilton. Bilton on his off wing. Gives it to Peters. Peters plays it down in the corner. Miller breaks it up for Stratford and fires up the right side. Gross slaps at it. Puck goes to McKelvey, and he'll get to center ice. Here's McKelvey for Stratford. Shot deflected off in behind the net. Guido plays it up the wing. Broken up by Gross. Gross then fires it in behind the net for Baker. Baker plays it back to the point. Shot from the point. Rebound is right there. A chance to clear for Cambridge. They got it to the blue line and just out. Just over 3 minutes left. 3-1 Stratford on the lead, and they're on the road here tonight against a very tough Cambridge Winterhawks team. Cullitons neatly plays it into the zone. Broken up by Plourde. Plourde now plays it off the boards to center. Down here comes Shell. Shell left wing. Plays it across. Back in the point, moving in. Witzel didn't know where it was, and then he lost it. Back the other way comes Vandergunst. And Vandergunst plays that puck off a body into the Stratford bench. Stoppage of play here. Time becoming a factor now for the Cambridge Winterhawks, down by 2 with just 2:53 left on the clock.
Yeah, the clock is definitely against the Cambridge Winterhawks, and you look at Caldwell, he's looking up at that clock every 10 seconds, seeing if the clock will tick down even faster, but the Stratford Culllitons looking for their 12th win on the road this season. Right now they hold a record of 11-9-1 on the road, which is pretty impressive record considering other teams in the GOJHL Midwestern Conference.
Cullitons back the other way. Heeman plays it back. Krop shot. Pad save Michalski. Rebound to Heeman. Back on the point. McCardle couldn't get a shot away. Now plays it in behind the net. Loose puck picked up there by Krop. Plays it now for Brooks. Brooks killing off some time in the corner. Gives it away. Played it ahead now. Here's Shell for Cambridge. Pinder up on the play. Shell moving in. Still has it. Played it back to Mills. Mills back to Shell. Shell centers it. A quick snapshot there by Dada. And another good save by Caldwell. The puck just bounces outside the blue line. Decker fired one, missed the net. Played off the boards to Gross. Gross then puts the brakes and plays it ahead to Krop. Krop, good puck management there. Fires it in and takes the seat. 1:45 left in the third. We'll be watching for the goaltender Michalski to leave the mat here momentarily. Stratford with the puck in the lead. Here's McDonald. Flipping it into the zone and racing after it. Decker backhands it off the back wall. Up to Lamont Tang. He clears it out to red line. Shot right back in by Curry. And now Guido for Cambridge. Guido puts on the brakes. Plays the puck ahead. Shot out through center, tapped into the zone by Bottagoni, and that'll force a stoppage of play as the goaltender Caldwell will have to hang on. Cambridge called their timeout earlier in this game, so they can't call a timeout. And Michalski still in the net with 1:12 left, faced off deep in the Stratford zone. Now Michalski is out.
And Michalski going to the bench for that extra attacker. You knew it was just a matter of time until they were going to want to get their 6th man on the ice. And Caldwell, in this his 5th game against Cambridge, has looked solid. He's allowed 15 goals against in 4 games, so he's actually struggled with the Cambridge Winterhawks this year, but not so much this game.
Final minute of the third period. Here's a chance now on the point. Mills tees it up and Caldwell makes the save. Puck is loose in behind the net. No, it wasn't. One of the players for Stratford happened to be laying on it. So we'll get a stoppage of play with just 54 seconds left now in period 3.
Now there's one thing I've noticed, Ken, here tonight. The Stratford Culllitons defense absolutely excellent when it comes to patience. You've hardly seen any giveaways here this evening. You really don't see them make those mental mistakes. Now with the empty net, I probably presume you won't see too many icing calls here. They'll probably want to hit the red line and get it in deep, or they'll carry it out of the defensive zone.
Guido shot deflected off into the far corner. Shot out through center and down the ice. Not enough muster in that puck to get down to the icing red line, so Cambridge will set up with 30 seconds left. Guido, he lost it. Good work by the Cullitons forward Heyman there. 1 against 3, and he took the puck away. Here's Pinder playing it across. Shell down the left wing. Dada goes to net. Shell tried to get it to Dada, but a good defensive play by McCardle, and he fires the puck down the ice, and icing is waved off. And this one is going to go to the Stratford Culllitons. A great road win here tonight. Long shot there off the stick of Mills, and that'll do it as McCardle picks up the puck, and the Stratford Culllitons come into the Galt Arena Gardens, and they just simply outplayed this Cambridge team tonight and skate away with a 2-1 win on the strength of 2 short-handed goals, both unassisted.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Phil Westman, the head coach of the Stratford Culllitons, was going to talk about here tonight. It was out battling Cambridge, which they did, outskate them, which they did. O'Brien dropped the gloves, showed his emotion on what this game meant to them. And also you have to give Caldwell a pat on the back as he played a spectacular game here for the Stratford Culllitons, but a real nice road win for the Stratford Culllitons in a place that really hasn't been treating them that well this year, as at home Cambridge before this game were 12-6-4, now 12-7-4, so Cambridge always seemed to have the upper hand on home ice coming into tonight, but after this game, not the case.
Scott Bridge and myself, Ken Hornick, will wrap this one up in a few moments on Rogers TV.
Ken, tonight Stratford comes into Cambridge. They now win their 7th straight road game in a row, and they snap Cambridge's 7 wins in a row coming into tonight.
Yeah, they were just the better team here tonight. They were to the pucks first all night long. They won 85-90% of the battles. When you win that many battles, you're going to win a lot of hockey games. And they killed penalties real well here tonight. In fact, 2 of their goals were shorthanded, and Cambridge just couldn't get anything going on the power play.
Yeah, when it comes to defense, Stratford looked to have a little bit of an upper hand. When it comes to giveaways, they didn't give the puck away as much as Cambridge, and they seemed to minimize their turnovers.
Yeah, they just the better team here tonight. Cambridge got to go back to the drawing board. Both goaltenders were good, though. Michalski was good for Cambridge. Caldwell, he was real good for the Stratford Culllitons. He stopped 35 of 36 shots. But overall, Stratford just outplayed Cambridge tonight, beat them to pucks all night long, and when you score 2 shorthanded goals in one game and both of them unassisted, that's a pretty good night of hockey.
Now Stratford just 2 points behind Cambridge, and these two teams see each other in the playoffs, which they're probably going to. It's just a matter of who's going to get home ice. See this thing going 7?
Oh yeah, I actually like the Stratford team, the way they play. They're well coached. They play within a system. They're on the puck all the time. They kill penalties well, and their power play wasn't bad tonight, even though they didn't have much power play time. But I would say right now, if I was betting, Stratford's going to be the team that win this series.
I'll take that bet, that's for sure. But on behalf of Ken Hornick and myself, Scott Bridge, and everybody at the Rogers TV crew, thank you for joining us, and good night, everybody.